With Dragon Ball Super now being licensed internationally and the entire franchise growing tremendously, I thought it'd be a fun time to go back and look at what I consider the 10 best episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Let's go.
Greetings everyone, Cell here. Subscribe to this perfect channel and follow Geekdom on the social media platforms. That will be all.
Now, this list was really hard to put together, and to be honest, my picks are probably going to change every couple months because of how much I love Dragon Ball Z. But let's get to it. Number 10 on the list is Dragon Ball Z episode 270, Vegito dominating over Buu. Within the pages of the original 42 volumes of the manga of Dragon Ball, Vegito is without question the most powerful character we have ever seen before, and this episode proves it. Literally no-selling every single attack that Buu has for him, and nothing, absolutely nothing that Buu tried against Vegito could do anything, to the point where Buu lost his mind, starts to scream his ass off, and actually cracked the dimensional fabric. But that still wasn't enough because Vegito came in there confidently and knocked him on his ass. I absolutely love this episode because of the sheer dominance shown by the fusion of Vegeta and Kakaroto. Speaking of Major League butt whippings, Dragon Ball Z episode 136 is number 9 on my list, as the Android 17 and 18 completely make mincemeat out of the Z Fighters. This episode is so great because you see the brother and sister duo literally take 2 Super Saiyans and make them into jabronis. You see the awesome Android 17 side headlock on Ten Shinhan. You see Piccolo and everybody else get just utterly destroyed. And what I love about the episode is the fight was just Vegeta versus 18, and 17 told them, if anybody jumps in this fight, it's gonna be your ass. And Trunks jumped in, and it truly was their ass. And not since Nappa had the Z Fighters been smashed the way they were here. And with the dominance the androids show, the episode ends with a great cliffhanger. How in the hell can the good guys stop these two? Number 8 on the list is one of the most emotional moments in the series, and definitely a favorite for Vegeta fans, and that's Dragon Ball Z episode 237, when Vegeta sacrificed his life to try to stop Majin Buu. For the first time in the entire life of Vegeta, he actually did something that was not for himself. He did it for Trunks, he did it for Bulma, and yes, even for Goku, as he gave up everything. He atoned for his sins of releasing Majin Buu by taking his own life in a gigantic explosion, but even that wasn't enough to stop Majin Buu. But still, this episode is so incredible and without a doubt unforgettable. Speaking of Vegeta, number 7 on our list is an absolute classic. Dragon Ball Z episode 31, Goku vs. Vegeta. This is the one right here. Kaioken times 3, Gallic Gun, Super Duper Ultra Kaioken times 4 Kamehameha. One of the great beatdowns where these guys just slugged each other the whole episode, ending with a climactic key clash. What a classic episode, and really, I feel an episode that literally defined everything that made Dragon Ball so badass. It's all in this episode. We go to Planet Namek for number 6, Dragon Ball Z episode 87, Goku vs. Frieza duking it out. I like this episode because neither one are really going all out. They're just kind of testing each other, and it becomes a real good showcase of the different techniques and abilities that Goku and Frieza have learned. I really enjoyed watching this because it's almost like a game of chess where they're trying to one-up each other without really going all out. So go back and watch this episode if you haven't seen it in a while, because it's a lot of fun to watch. Number 5 is the episode that created a whole generation of Gohan fans. Dragon Ball Z episode 185. Even though 184 is the episode where Gohan transforms to Super Saiyan 2, and it's a legendary moment, the following episode, 185, was the one that really showed off his power, as Gohan went in there and completely dismantled 8, not 7, because they messed up on the animation, 8 Cell Juniors all by himself. The little squirts that had been literally beating the hell out of all his friends. Gohan goes in there like a boss and destroys them with one shot each. This was even more violent in the manga and had to be toned down for the anime, no matter what version you watch. But this episode will always stand as my personal favorite Gohan episode because he is so damn ruthless. It's unbelievable. Number 4 on our list is Dragon Ball Z episode 120. Trunks shows up from the future without us having any clue about who he is, facing off against Mecha Frieza. This is the episode where Trunks reveals that Goku's not the only Super Saiyan and has an epic and unforgettable transformation, all backed up by a classic Kenji Yamamoto song entitled Battle Point Infinity. Trunks transforms, Frieza shits himself, tries to blow up the planet. Trunks holds up the Death Ball with one hand, and the episode ends with Frieza being sliced in half. This is a classic, and to me, every time I watch this episode, I get chills every single time. Number 3 is Dragon Ball Z episode 286, The Death of Kid Buu. After an incredibly long and painful arc, both for the viewer and for the characters in some ways, as Majin Buu, thanks to a tremendous team effort from the entirety of planet Earth, all of planet Namek, Vegeta, Fat Buu, Mr. Satan, everybody had to get involved here to help Goku finally put an end to Buu. And at long last, they have stopped the threat. But before he actually delivers the finishing blow, Goku reminisces on how much of a tough warrior Buu was in hopes that one day he'll be reincarnated to fight another day. I just love the fact that for once, the humans actually had to help Goku win. It wasn't just about the good guys and the superheroes saving Earth. The Earth itself had to save itself. And I think that's a fantastic story they're telling. And I think the fact that it was a team effort really makes this stand out. And it was just a great episode to watch. A real classic, if you ask me. Number 2 on our list is Dragon Ball Z episode 179, Goku vs. Cell in the Cell games. And I have 2 words for you. Studio Cockpit. This episode is one of the most beautifully animated, badass fights we've ever seen in the series, possibly in the entire series, and it's hard to argue that. Studio Cockpit gets hired by Toei to come in here and animate this episode, and it had such an imprint on fans that some actually believe that all of Dragon Ball Z looked just like this. Yeah, right. This is a great, great fight, ending with the Warp Kamehameha, one of the most badass moments ever, one of the great strategies from Goku, lobbing off Cell's head. Just what a fun episode this was, non-stop action. I enjoyed it, but it's not number 1. What is, in my opinion, the greatest episode of Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball Z episode 191, Gohan kills Cell. There's not a single episode that captured the emotion in the Dragon Ball Z anime that this episode did, combined with an epic score, tremendous voice acting, tremendous vocal performances, tremendous moments, one after another. Gohan struggling with Cell with the Kamehameha, being urged by Goku, telling his son, don't worry about the Earth being destroyed. You have to give it your all. You can beat this guy, but you're not going all out. Keep going. We have the arrogant, super perfect Cell pushing Gohan back, telling him, you can't beat me, boy. We then have the help from Piccolo, Yamcha, Krillin, Tenshinhan. They all got involved. They all got involved because they love Goku, and thus they love Gohan. This was not in the manga, but to me, them getting involved added another layer of greatness to this episode, which would climax with Vegeta finally swallowing his pride, getting involved, blasting Cell from behind, giving Gohan the oomph to go all out and put an end to this freaking beast from the future. This is an unbelievable episode. The Kikuchi score is amazing. The death of Cell looks incredible, and it's truly the greatest moment for Gohan as a character. Goku's fighting spirit was passed down to his son as he did what nobody else could do, and that's beat perfection. Those are my 10 best episodes of Dragon Ball Z. What are some of yours? Honestly, my opinion changes so frequently because of how many episodes I end up rewatching and falling in love with again, that hell, if you ask me this question in a year, I might give you different episodes. Who knows? But let me know the ones that you love the most. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your continued support of Geekdom 101. I'll catch your ass down the road. Hey guys and gals, if you enjoyed this video, press that subscribe button for more, and check through my playlist for some other Dragon Ball related videos you might love. I have a series on my channel called Dragon Ball In Depth, where I go into all the secrets of Dragon Ball, like Toriyama's influences, explaining some of the history of the characters and the storylines, heavily researched from many years of me being a fan, plus tons of other content like Geekdom Quickies, short videos talking about specific Dragon Ball topics and explaining them, as well as the Lost in Translation series, analyzing what was changed from the original Japanese version. Punch that subscribe button, check out the channel, hundreds of videos, you can never be bored, and thank you for supporting Geekdom 101. See you guys later.